Space Watchers, we are back for you from the IAC 2024 show floor here, broadcasting live from the DLR booth, as you can see on this wonderful background that we have. And today I'm very proud that we could find some time in her very busy schedule. A very warm welcome, Dr. Anke Pagels-Kerp. Anke, how are you doing today?
Fine, great. Thanks for the invitation, and it's great to be here together with nearly 11,000 other space geeks.
Okay, but you're on stage and not the other 11,000. Right. So, great. And for all of you that does not know what Anke is doing, she is the divisional board member for space at the DLR. So, and that's the research organization. And so, in other words, she is in charge for everything that goes on in terms of space in the DLR research organization. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, fine. So, and we will talk with her about, or I will talk with her about strategy. And we do that one day after humanity, in that case, Elon, wrote history again. So, just to, you know,
no stress.
Put the bar.
No pressure.
No stress. No pressure. But let's start easy. How many people work in the space-related research DLR organization?
We have nearly 18 space research institutes at DLR, but lots of people also in the aeronautic institutes work also for a little bit for space science. So around about 4,500. 4,500 of our 11,000 people at DLR are working in the space area, not only in our space research centers, but also in others.
And where are these centers located?
Bremen, Cologne, Lamholzhausen, Munich, Berlin, spread all over Germany.
Okay, very, very cool.
And we have also some ground stations, also in the part of space, in my area. We have a ground station in the Antarctica, at the opposite of Chile, Garso-Higgins, and we have also a ground station in Inuvik in the Northern Territories of Canada.
Wow.
Right.
That's pretty cool. So, are these ground stations completely operated autonomous, or have people to go there from the team, or is it stuffed 24/7?
No,
or
no.
Okay.
Not 24/7. The ground station can be operated remotely, but of course, if you have to maintain the station, you have to go there.
Okay. And what is the purpose of having your own ground stations and not using the service from others?
We do the service for others.
So you offer it. Okay.
So we have the ground stations. The institute. Our institutes collect these Earth observation data with the ground station. So we have the downlink, and we save this in our archive. So the idea is to provide the whole data archive of Earth observation data from the Copernicus, from our own satellites, for the scientists.
Okay.
And therefore we need some ground stations, of course.
But we want to talk about strategy. The DLR space strategy in particular. What is this strategy about? So,
we have different topics. We have, of course, one strategy directly correlated as Earth observation strategy. Okay. So what kind of satellites we have to build in the upcoming years? Do we need more Earth observation satellites for example, greenhouse gases, or do we need Earth observation satellites for observation of climate change effects?
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, we know very clearly what kind of gases we have in the atmosphere, but in the next upcoming years, I think it's more necessary to observe how does the climate change affect the living on Earth. And so this is one of our main topics. This is Earth observation. We have also a strategy for space transportation. And the difference between these both satellites is Earth observation is more in the middle time range. So look into the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years. But space transportation, you have to look a little bit longer. So in this strategy, you find goals for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, and for the next 20 years. Because sometimes transportation took a little bit longer.
I heard about that. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
we have one specific topic in robotics and autonomous systems. We have, so in this direction you can see, for example, our Caesar arm built up by our Institute Robotic and Mechatronics in Oberpfaffenhofen. And of course, to maintain satellites in orbit is the next topic in refuel, maintain, repair in the next upcoming years. And this will be, of course, part of our strategy.
I try to go through all these 7 areas, then later on one by one, because I want to have some more details about it. So, but you talked about the short, medium, long-term goals. What is the strategy usually structured? Let's start with the short-term, medium-term ones. What do you see there, or what can we see there?
I think in the next 5 years, we will see robotic arms on satellites, refuel, repair satellites in orbit. Not only a big one at the ISS, but also a small satellite. In the next 5 years, we see also a European reusable launcher. We developed landing legs for reusability, and I think this is a part. We also yesterday evening how a launcher can be landed or catched up, and this should be also part of the European strategy. So we develop our technologies for this. Also, I think in the next 5 years, hopefully a little bit shorter, we investigate vertical launch, vertical landing, but also vertical launch, horizontal landing. Okay. We will have new projects in Earth observation for example, greenhouse gases. Yeah, I think lots of work to do. On
a strategic level, so what do we see on the long-term goals? So where do we want to go with in Germany from the DLR side with all this research that we apply in space in, as you said, 20 to 50 years from now?
So in 50 years I will be hopefully retired.
No.
I would like to bring our technology not only in space, but I would like to see our technologies also on the moon, the robotics, working together with astronauts. And I do not see that in 5 years, but I see that in 10 years.
Okay.
I want to have our technologies on Mars. We will have them. We will have our technology in 2 years on the Martian moon. So probably also on the surface again. Yeah, I think this is more long-term range.
I'm an avid reader of the national space strategy that we have that was released last year, and I'm very pleased to hear that the goals are very ambitious from the DLR side. What can happen in the next 20 to 50 years? So that's great. I'm really pleased to hear that. Let's talk about these 7 areas a bit deeper, and to make it easier for you, because 7 is quite a bunch. I will prompt these areas, and it would be great if you can tell me more, or tell our audience more about it. How does it sound? Okay?
Perfect.
So there's no particular order with that, but let's start on Earth observation. You mentioned the goal for it to measuring the greenhouse gases. How many of these projects can be achieved at the end? Because I mean, I didn't want to talk about money and funding, because I know that's a thing for the agency. But one of the first interviews that we have done was about a CO2 sat, which obviously was moved to the right, to the far right at the moment. Can you talk about Earth observation, where we stand, where you want to go, what to do with the data. We see here on the booth of DLR, and we will talk about it in the next days, very, very cool applications of Earth observation, like the solar house thing, map, so, things like that. But over to you.
So, CO2 image is not so far away, because we also be talking to partners to realize that, because we need this. We need the resolution of this satellite to detect point sources of CO2 emission, of course.
Which kind of resolution will that be?
100 square meters, so 100 times 100 meter.
Per pixel?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So.
No, because coming from Earth observation, when you talk to the geo inside, then 30 centimeters and below is state of the art,
right.
What is not classified. So that's a completely different ball game.
But so probably they're better than this 100 meters square, but to detect, for example, an industry complex which emits CO2, this is enough.
Okay.
To probably you have in your pixel 2 complexes, and then you can go to the complex and find the emitter. So CO2 image is, in my view, hopefully the next mission we have together with a partner. We will have, of course, or we investigate technologies to detect wildfires again, via satellite, via drones. We have this, it's a kind of cartaster, EO Solar. This is a project where you can see the, it's a mapping how much solar energy you can get out of your rooftop. Okay. And this you can see, for example, for small villages, or also for bigger cities, for areas. This can help the politician to realize what is possible with this kind of...
For the solar map you just mentioned, it is not these 100 square meter per pixel.
No,
it's a smaller resolution.
No, this is a very small resolution. So you can really see the single houses. And
do you need your own satellites for that, or is that an application, a typical downstream application we would call it, where you just analyze the data and push them in a direction that you aim for?
We have not our own satellites, so we use the Copernicus data, and we have written the application for this.
Okay.
So everybody can see how many solar power you can get out of your rooftop, or out of your area, or, for example, out of your city.
How is the Earth observation on the other side, on the Earth side? So I talked about data and data applications. So where stands the DLR there? Before I'm asking where's the boundary to the commercial industry? Because when you talk wildfire, then I think immediately about Aurora Tech and what they are doing as a commercial service, as just one of many.
We develop the technologies, so we will not bring technologies directly onto the market, or build a serial of drones. We develop the technologies, and then, of course, we need the industry to bring the technology onto the market. So we develop a sensor, and the industry has to use the sensor for their own ideas and drones. And
as a spin-off then, or is it then licensed, or so? Okay.
Spin-off, license, whatever.
Okay, so all of the plans. Okay, great. Earth observation done, strategic-wise. Okay, then space exploration, the next big thing. You talked about Moon, Mars, and beyond.
So, Moon, Mars, and beyond starts in Cologne.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, we opened the lunar facility together with ESA in Cologne. So this is a facility of about 700 square meters in Cologne, with 900 tons of regolith inside, with sinks and with ramps, and a solar illumination on the moon, so you can see the effects of shadows. This hall is printed black, deeply black inside, so you have no stray light. It's great. We will have a gravity assist, so you can try to move like an astronaut with 1/6 of your weight. The astronauts can train. We can train robots and rovers. So it's a great facility, and of course we do not want to use the facility on our own. So companies, institutions, universities can use also this facility in the next years to test their technologies.
Oh, I mean, we read about and we reported about the opening of Lunar, and what is the status? So how much can I do there today? And is it open for public to visit it as well, or is it?
It will be open for public. What you can, today you can bring, you can drive a rover over the surface. You can use the sink it's a 3-meter depth of regolith. The ramp is not installed yet. I think in the next.
What is RAM?
Some month.
What does RAM stands for?
It's
a ramp.
A ramp.
Okay.
And you can change the angle to test your rover. Mm-hmm. So you can walk, train, work in 900 tons of regolith now.
Cool. That sounds
and you
sounds
will be
amazing.
You will become very dirty.
Yeah. I mean, as most of our listeners know, that I had a period of my life that I worked with PT scientists, and we had our own lunar backyard in the basement as well. So and played around with that. So it was not as fancy, it was not black coated, but we started in that way. But that's cool. And furthermore, on the space exploration side.
We prepared to be part of the Artemis mission with our technologies, of course, with our space medicine center. We had this MARE experiment on the Artemis 1 mission, and we're ready to fly our technologies also in the other Artemis missions. I would like to see our technologies on every NASA or JAXA or CNES planetary exploration mission during the next years. So this is also a long-term view, but this is a goal.
Cool. Oh, it sounds good. And how realistic is that from the pure feasibility point of view? I mean, there are not so many exploration missions as we know, but with the upcoming lunar economy and the $1 trillion that are coming from there potentially, there is, I think, about 100-ish plus minus missions going to the moon, and with the attempt to land and to do something. So when you talk about testing your technology or bringing the research to the moon, is that purely on institutional missions or also on private ones?
I think today it is on institutional missions. To use private ones, I think we have to talk with the private companies about the funding situation and how can we pay for this, or how can we...
Usually with money. Private industry is super easy. Yeah, just money exchange for something.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, that is easy. Okay,
that's a brutal concept, but it's easy. So
yeah, right.
Okay.
No, so I see more the institutional projects, missions in the next years.
What we learned from the US, that even, CLIPS program is an institutional program supporting the private industry.
And we will fly a radiometer on the CLIPS project.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Which
from Berlin.
One?
Yeah.
On the robotics mission, or which?
Don't ask me that.
On one of the upcoming missions. Good. Exploration check, done. Okay, wonderful. There is a topic that's called research under space conditions. What does that mean?
That means that you bring, for example, some experiment in parabola flight to have 0G, or to bring it on a sounding rocket for some smaller, or bring it in at SARM in Bremen, just to
So microgravity.
Microgravity, of course.
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
And together with Bayern Chemie, it's a Bavarian company, we developed a new rocket motor, Red Kite, and so we will have more payload for the next Morpheus campaigns, and so our payloads can be a little bit bigger, and we have the microgravity range a little bit longer, and I think that will be very good, a next step on this part research under space conditions.
What I'm doing very hard with is how important is microgravity research today? Is that still a big thing, or is that okay? We do it, or it has its niche, but it's not mainstream. I mean, when we talk about development of pharma products, development of whatever I can't do on Earth in large scale, then I do it on the ISS or on the upcoming space stations. But is that a too private industry thinking on that or view on it? I mean, tell me that I'm wrong.
The interest, especially from the pharmaceutical companies, are very high.
Okay.
So also from biologists too, they would like to explore cell dynamics and such things.
Yeah. I learned about protein crystallization things.
I'm sorry, I'm an astrophysicist. I have no ideas about proteins.
Me too. I'm just an engineer, so. Okay.
So the interest also not, from industry is high. So I think the probably not a directly market, but we will.
Interesting. Okay.
Investigate this.
Okay. The next topic is then communication, navigation, and quantum technologies in that context. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So how does that work together? I mean, communication and navigation, okay, fine. That's all these SATCOM, GNSS. I understand. So
yes, but you can communicate not only via high frequency, but you can communicate also via optical links.
Yeah.
So, and optical links and, the area of quantum technologies are not so far away.
Right.
So, quantum key distribution and such things. So, but that means not only using quantum technologies for communication or for navigation. This is also a part of sensor building. So you can build a very a high-resolution radar sensor using quantum technologies. So this is the technologies are. I think we will see a kind of big step of a magnitude in the sensor technology, also with using quantum technologies during the next years. And
so quantum technology, I think we have to differentiate between quantum technology in space, as you said, for a QKD or things like that, or then on Earth for computing power. So
yes.
Sorry for my journalistic.
No. We have quantum computing on the one side.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the quantum computing initiative at DLR.
Yep.
And we have quantum technologies. So, for example, using Rydberg atoms for new sensors. This is not quantum computing. This is quantum technology.
Okay. So got it. Okay.
And
nice.
I think this will be, in the Earth observation sensors, this will be a magnitude.
So are they active projects at the moment on the horizon for quantum at the DLR?
Yes,
yeah.
We have we build up optical clocks in this. We built a laboratory of cold quantum states. We build up together with this company new quantum sensors. So this Rydberg atoms. So this is of course a big part.
Okay. Nice. Okay, next topic, space transportation.
Oh, reusability.
That's not written, so but space transportation, let's start easy. Let's talk Ariane 6.
It was a beautiful launch in summer, and I'm happy to see the next launch in, I think, January next year. And I think it will be a great success for Ariane, and we have a European launcher again, and great. And it was for us, it's very good to be part of it in the number 1000.
So what about the small launchers, the small launchers? Is that something DLR works actively? I mean, High Impulse is a spin-off of DLR, if I'm not mistaken. So what's your current engagement on that end? I mean, you mentioned earlier vertical, horizontal landing and launching.
Inside DLR, we have two different projects. We have one project together with CNES and JAXA. Sorry, okay. I have a coupling. Sorry. We have one mission together with CNES and JAXA. It's called Callisto. This is a vertical launcher and vertical lander. You see the landing leg here on this side.
Oh. That's a landing leg.
Yes, it's not part of the booth.
It's not holding the booth.
Leg. No, it's not holding the booth. It can.
Nice.
Right.
Okay, is that
so this landing leg is usually in a vertical direction, and right before the landing, it flaps down, and then you can land. And you have, of course, 4 of them at a rocket, not only
4.
one. Yes, 4
no,
legs.
Of course, okay, not all. Yeah.
So
but I thought at least 3 should be enough, but you have 4.
4.
Okay, interesting.
And the second one is Reflex. This is a vertical launch and horizontal lander, and we will have this launch similar to this Callisto launch in 26, but from Australia, together with our Australian partners.
Okay, great. Okay, robotics. What are we doing, or what is DLR doing on robotics?
If you look over your shoulder, you see this beautiful robotic arm.
Okay.
We have this in different sizes.
Okay. That's a hand on this arm, right?
Yeah, that's a hand on this arm, of course, on my side. But you can you do not need to use this hand. You can integrate other instrument on this flange. So if you would like to have a screw or so, you can do.
So.
Yeah. But yes, this is a hand.
So Captain Hook-like, yeah.
Captain Hook, yeah. And as I said before, in the next years we will repair, refuel, maintain satellites in orbit, and for this technologies, for this projects, you need, of course, a robotic arm who catch the satellite. Probably not with a hand, but with other instrument to catch the satellite, whereas a second arm can do some repairing, for example. And this is the next point in the robotics.
So that's targeted for in-orbit operations, obviously.
Right.
What about robotic arms in other areas inside the space station? And then, I mean, using it also then mainstream in households or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have also some robots that can be commanded by astronauts. So the idea is to have an astronaut in a space station or in a gateway or so on, and the robot on the surface, and the astronaut can command the robot. We tested this. With an astronaut on the ISS and our robot in Munich, and it worked perfect. So the robot was able to clean up some solar arrays in Munich, commanded by the astronaut.
Yeah.
And of course, these technologies are very application near. So we have also our group in Munich. They built assistance systems for people in wheelchairs. So you can install a kind of arm on a wheelchair, and you can give the people a little bit more autonomy in their household. So they need not ask for help. They can use this arm to, for example, grab a glass on the carpet.
Question: robotics is on one hand side the mechanics to build some device like the arm or others. Then there's the electronics and the sensors and so on and so forth. But at the end, it's the how to command it, how to control it. Is that also an area you work on, or are you relying on others? So I saw here interesting stuff with using brain power to control devices. So I'm not sure how far you go at the DLR on the research side.
No, the idea is to have an all-inclusive system.
Okay.
The research is also how to command this via your eyes, via your brain, via command, loud command, or via giving a written input. Yeah.
So the ultimate scenario is you think about it, a glass of wine, and suddenly it's there.
Yes, but your thoughts have to be very clear. So instead of glass of wine, probably you get water.
That's the part where AI then comes in, I think. The last area for the space research at DLR is space systems technologies. What does it mean? So what does it entail?
To investigate the space system, the satellite, but also the ground station. Okay. So, for example, at the ground station, in the upcoming years, they have to command or to learn to command constellations. Mm-hmm. Usually, we had to command 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 satellites, and now we have to take care about many thousands of satellites. It's a totally different.
Right.
And in the space system technology, you have the satellite, you have the payload, the platform, the sensors. So we develop new sensor systems, but we develop also new technology for a satellite platform, or to use new materials for a platform. The re-entry of a satellite is not. It's a little bit dirty.
Yeah.
And the idea is also to use materials that will not affect the upper atmosphere. Yeah. So, or to build a satellite that in case of a failure you will have no space debris, or the satellite will deorbit immediately. So these are the investigations in the part of satellite systems.
No, I mean space sustainability, especially in these areas, is something in my world is just a buzzword today, and we have to follow with concrete technological steps, and that's an area where you, dear listeners, can look forward to, because we are working on those. So
for us, it was not a buzzword. So it's I know and I understand this, but this kind of space sustainability is part of our research topic since many years. Okay. But now it came a little bit more into the focus.
Okay. So then we will talk on this topic again. So thank you very much for giving us this round overview about where the DLR strategy is going to. What we didn't talk about is, old saying is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, then go together. So how is it in the research cooperation with other countries, with other institutes?
I mentioned Callisto. Yeah. And Callisto is a cooperation together with JAXA and NASA. And we had also the cooperation for MMX, for a landing, for Martian moon exploration, also together with JAXA and NASA. We have lots of different projects together with NASA. We are part of ESA. So I think the idea, of course, is to build something together with partners. Okay. Yes, if you want to be fast. Yes, but I think MMX is a very good example that we can be also very fast together with partners. From the first idea to the delivery of MMX, I think we had 2.5 years, and that's very fast in the space science. So you can have both.
Out of this huge portfolio that you mentioned before that you're in charge of, what is the most interesting project? What is your highlight in the years to come, not in the next 12 months, but in the years to come?
If you give me a little bit more than 12 months, I think a highlight will be the Callisto launch, the Reflex launch, launching a robotic arm and an EU project, but also an ESA project to test how to move a small robotic arm on a satellite. I think this will be the next beautiful topics in this area from DLR.
Cool. So, very much launcher-driven as well. It's all about rockets. Come on, let's face it. It's cool. Great. Thank you very much for the insights. And I think in the next days I will talk here about more with your colleagues on the booth. We didn't talk about funding. That's a separate topic because you're doing research. Money is there or not. So with that, again, thank you very much, Dr. Anke Pagels-Kerp, and I wish you a great show. So thank you for your interest this afternoon. We will see each other, if you like, tomorrow morning again, live at 11 at our morning show, together with Emma. Or for those of you that here are in Milan, have a great evening and enjoy the uncounted receptions and parties and the things that are going on after the show is closing. For all of you watching from home, just enjoy the evening. And with that, Space Watch out.